Hi everyone, this is Mindy Eggen and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to show you how I created this card using a stencil and a must-have craft tool. To start off with, I want to show you the stencil I'll be using. This is the Fading Hearts stencil from Simon Says Stamp. It is a large slimline stencil, and I think slimline stencils are super versatile because you can create slimline cards or mini slimlines or even A2 size cards, so 4¼ by 5½. So I think they're very versatile. Now, typically when I am going to ink blend some colors through a stencil, I would use either pixie spray, Post-it tape, or even some washi tape, and I still will occasionally depending on the stencil. But here is a new tool. Well, it's new to me. It's been on the market for actually quite a few years or a couple years, but it's new to me and I've been using it quite often, and I feel it is definitely a must-have craft tool. And this is the Wendy Vecchi Make Art Station. So this is a metal piece that is magnetic. And mine, I apologize, looks pretty worn. This was when it first came out. So now I believe they have a glossy finish to it so the lines don't wear off. What I'm showing you there were just some rubber stoppers on the back of it. And that is something I applied to it. I got them off of Amazon. And that just helps so my magnetic plate isn't sliding all over the place. It comes with 4 magnets. It also has this magnetic ruler, which is great for helping line up maybe your sentiments or anything else on your card that you want to line up straight. And they also have a mini version available. So I do have both of them. This one, you could see the lines are a lot better. It's got that glossy finish to it. So I apologize, mine's a little bit worn, but that just means I've been using it. And this was the first version that came out. There is a newer version where the lines will not rub off. So now I took a large piece of white cardstock that's a little bit bigger than my actual slimline stencil. I placed the stencil on top and I'm holding that stencil in place with the magnets. And this is what I love about it is I just need to move the magnets around. I don't have to do any shifting of tape. I'm not going to have any sticky residue from any pixie spray. It's just held down by the magnets. And I am using a dome foamed blending tool to ink blend my colors on. These are all the Distress Oxide inks. So I'm using KITSCH Flamingo, Squeezed Lemonade, KITSCH Flamingo, Dried Marigold, Squeezed Lemonade, Twisted Citron, Salvaged Patina, and Shaded Lilac. So I'm going right with the rainbow all the way up, blending one color into another for that really pretty transition. Now, like I said, this card is pretty simple, but I am using that Make Art Station to just hold everything down. And this is why I feel it is a must-have craft supply, especially if you're a stencil hoarder like me and you like to use a lot of stencils. It has really come in handy. So afterwards, I just remove the magnets. I can pick up the stencil. I like to use my tweezers to pick up my stencil and my paper. And this is ready to be turned into a card. So I decided I'm going to do a mini slimline card. So I'm using the mini slimline rectangle die from Simon Says Stamp. I am using the largest one out of this set, and I'm just going to move this around, kind of finalize where I want to die cut out of this piece of cardstock, hold that in place with some low-tack tape, and run that through my die cut machine. Now, I also kind of decided I wanted to add a little bit more interest to the background. So I took Salvaged Patina Distress Oxide ink, smushed it onto my glass mat, sprayed a little water, and I'm flicking that on the top portion of my card. Now I'm also taking KITSCH Flamingo. I'm going to spritz that with water, and I'm flicking that towards the bottom of the card. So that just adds a little bit more interest to the background instead of just the hearts. I thought that was pretty fun. Now for sentiment, I am using this You Shine sentiment, also from Simon Says Stamp. I die cut it once from black cardstock and once from white cardstock. And I wanted to kind of do a die cut inlay with that word shine. So I'm flipping this base piece over and I cut down a strip of Post-it tape and I'm lining that up behind the words. That's just going to kind of make this all flat behind it because I want to pop this up for dimension. So that low tack tape kind of shows through, and then I'm going to take some Barely Art Precision Glue and apply that glue to the back of each letter and just die cut inlay. I really am liking this Barely Art glue because it has that really, really fine precision tip. I haven't really had any real fine precision tips before, so this was really helpful on these super small letters. And then I'm also using that to add to this fine cut word U that I did out of black cardstock. So I layered the back of that with foam tape. It was a little bit tedious, but considering the rest of the card is pretty easy to do, I didn't mind taking my time cutting little foam strips to add behind all of my letters. Then I'm going to just place this on the top or on the front of my card. And then I'm also going to bring in some jewels from Pink Fresh Studio. I'm going to place 3 towards the top and 2 towards the bottom. So I like working in odd numbers, just picking those jewels up with a jewel picker, adding a dot of glue, and then placing that back on top. Now off screen, I did create a card base to fit the size of my card, and actually the card base is just a smidge bigger. So I lined the entire back of my card panel with foam tape. To keep my card base closed, I placed a folded up piece of washi tape in there, but my card base was moving around on my glass mat. So I am going to take another piece of washi tape, kind of roll that up and stick that on the back. That way it's holding my card base onto my mat. And then I can go ahead and place my front panel over the top. So I have a little bit of dimension there and just a really fine white border. I hope you enjoyed today's video and taking a look at my new must-have craft tool. I will have all of the supplies listed down below in the video description and over on my blog as well. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I'll see you again soon.